Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? I figured as the June season comes to a close in terms of the summer movies, I guess I figured I'd end the month talking about the Supergirl movie, which takes place after the events of the Superman movie from last year. And of course, it follows the story of, Superman's cousin, Kara, who comes from, Argo City, another population of Krypton, and it goes into her backstory, and it follows the adventures of her and her dog Krypto as she celebrates her 23rd birthday. In which she kind of like bar hops, to like planets with like the red sun. So I guess it makes it feel like she can be more normal, and I guess we would say drunk. I guess since the effects of the yellow sun wouldn't allow her to enjoy the experience. And of course, she comes across the paths of a young girl named Ruthie, who's out for revenge. The main villain of the story, Krim, kills her family, and she asks for Kara's help to try to find him. And of course, Kara reluctantly becomes involved when her dog, Crypto is poisoned, and she only has like 3 days, to find a cure to save him. And I will say, the villain Krem I would say is one of the most strangest, bizarre DC universe villains the film has ever had, because he kind of reminds me of Jared Leto's version of Joker, from the Suicide Squad, whereas instead of those crazy tattoos, he has like those beads all over his face. And what else could I say about the movie? I mean, Jason Momoa, of course, many people know is playing, Arthur Curry from this DC extended universe as Aquaman. He plays Lovo, a mercenary. So, I mean, I would say he's actually one of the interesting aspects of the film, but I kind of feel like they could have utilized this character a little bit better. And that's the same thing going for Superman, who has a bit more of like an extended cameo, I guess, of sorts. And I will say the scenes between him and Kara were good, and I kind of feel like the film probably would have been stronger if it would have played to to its strengths. And the running time was like a little too short, and I feel like it could have developed the characters, a little bit better. And Kara comes across as a very likable protagonist, even though she's kind of like, I would say, wasting her potential, I guess. That makes sense. And my overall thought on the movie, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, like say the 84 version bad, or the Superman 3 movie with Christopher Reeve bad. I would say it was enjoyable and fun for what it was, but would I consider it a masterpiece? Not really, because lately, I don't know, maybe it's the superhero fatigue, or I don't know, wokeness, or whatever, but it kind of feels like it needs to go back to I guess you would say, the golden days when Marvel started out. And it needs like a good story, good character development, worthy adversary. Things of that nature, high stakes, I guess. And I felt, to me, the biggest drawback to Supergirl was too much with this comedy crap, which was kind of like, what if, made me not be a big fan of the Superman 2025 version, because it was too lighthearted and the tone was like inconsistent. It was like, is it trying to be like a bar hopping movie? Is it trying to be a superhero movie? So it was like the tone of it was a little uneven. But like I said, it's enjoyable for what it is, but definitely not like the best superhero movie of all time, no. But that's my take. So I guess for those that have seen the Superman movie and just want to see how this version of Kara and Supergirl is, by all means, go ahead, just check it out for yourselves and see what you think. But I would say overall, I would say it's passable for what it is. Not bad, but it could have been better, I guess, is my reaction to it. So that's that. Alright, everyone, until the next time, hopefully I'll be able to share my thoughts on the upcoming Minions movie. Until then, see you all next time. Take care and have a good night.